This is XYZ on the 5-minute time frame. Here are your price targets for Tuesday. We ended the day at $78.08, up 7.22%. To the north side takes us to the middle of the trend and the baseline, and also resistance, and that is 78.76. Above that takes us to 2 standard deviations and another level of resistance and another potential take profit area at 81.50. And above that, 82.99, 84.35. But I do not anticipate price to get to this level. If we do and we wick up, you can bet there will be a pullback. And I'll show you that example when I go over Tsla. Now, to the south side, roughly 75.96. Below that, at another level of support, 74.45, another potential buy-in area, another potential stop-loss area. And this gap lines up with -4 standard deviations, and the gap closes out at 72.99. This is also a potential buy-in area. And looking left, this was Monday out of the gate. We gapped up. I'm going to delete this for right now and show you a move that I made for myself. But we gapped up this morning, and I did not look for an article. Oh, here it is. Did not get a chance to look at that yet. Shares advanced roughly 8% after it was selected to enter the S&P 500 index later this week. So Robinhood did not make it in, I believe, and XYZ did, and I own XYZ and not Robinhood. Or maybe Robinhood made it into another index. I don't know. I don't follow Robinhood, although I should track it because everybody is in love with that ticker. And I just watched a movie. What did I watch? And the Robinhood guys were in it. And oh yeah, GameStop. I did not like them in GameStop, so yeah, I don't know that I want to follow them. Okay, I got too many of the things I'm following. So we had a gap up and we hit resistance, still going up with this line and then falling down, going sideways, and here we are. So the RSI is turning down, so I will anticipate we start to touch this and then bounce up. This is that next leg up that we needed, definitely. XYZ has been stuck in the mid 60s and 65 range for the longest time. We would go up and then get slammed back down. So this is nice to see. And unfortunately, I had set a sell order, but I did not get a chance to go back and look at it to see if I thought it was going to run. And sure enough, it did. But I captured a little segment, and that's fine. I still own this share. I didn't sell all the lots that I bought. But what else happened here? This line I drew out in June of 2025. Wait, is that right? Yeah, it looks like Monday, June 30th. Okay. And basically we're back at this line. Ignore all the lines, although they are basically support and resistance lines after I've drawn them out. And the gaps act as support and resistance as well, oftentimes. As you can see, it bounced off this line and then ran up. This is resistance and chopping sideways. We do have a gap to the south side here and here that are still in play. So if you're thinking, oh no, the ticker ran without me. Well, never FOMO. I don't FOMO. I don't care. There are so many things that I play that I just don't care. So, but if you want to wait for the pullback, there you go. And let me change this. Oops, it's that one. Okay. And that will take us down to roughly 69.12. Okay, I bought in at 63.69. See this line? Okay, let me show you what I did. So a while ago, I set a sell limit, and I never went back to check to see if, oops, no, if I felt the ticker was running all the technical analysis. And I like to always check it the night before, like Monday night for Tuesday. And if we are, for instance, right here, if I want to sell something, now if I want to be conservative, I would set it at 2 standard deviations. And these outliers, you know, they may hit, they may not. But anything within 2 and -2, and the calculations change depending upon the time frame, I will change it to here to sell out, because typically I don't really care about selling. I keep everything, but if it hits, I'll take the profit and the win. And I didn't do that, and I should have. Look at that, this huge leg up, basically from well, this here, -2 to 2 standard deviations. See how we never made it to 3 and 4? I never anticipate price to get to 3 or 4. 2 all day long, and the calculations change with it. And what about this one? So here are all your pullbacks. But right now we are in an upward channel on the 5. So keep that in mind. All right, so I still own some at 60, 65, and $44.64. So I will not sell that for a while. The next, okay, so we hit the 1-year price target, and now it's to the downside. 35 bucks, yeah, I don't think so. 73.46, and then to the upside 92.50. So I might sell my lot that I bought at 44.64 at that price. But down here to today's price, I'm up 74%. Not too shabby, but this will be the next lot that I sell. And if I wanted to sell that, I would set it up here, and then if we hit, we hit. No big deal. Okay, the next one I want to go over is Tesla. Earnings is coming up on Wednesday, the 23rd. And first, let me give you some price targets. So we ended the day at 328.49. Resistance, the middle of the trend, the baseline, and an area where we could chop sideways, 331.29. This yellow line is from 2024, so we're just going back to the 2024 levels before we got slammed down. All right, so that's resistance, a potential take profit area depending upon what side of the line you bought. And above that at 2 SD 335.74. Don't hold your breath for here. 337.92, and should we be so lucky as to get to 4 SD, that's 340.10. But if we get here, it's not going to be by candlestick, it will be by a wick. And you can bet if we hit this level, people will take their profits and they will run, they will lock in, and they will leave, just like they did right here. Never anticipate price to get to 4 standard deviations in one day. This is like going to the moon in one day. And what happens? A major pullback. Look at that. And then starting to go down. If we are up here, and we go to this line, this is support. Then we expect a bounce, and we got a little, right back down to support. We're chopping along this line. Price has to slice through the middle of this line in order to go to the upside or to the downside. It's the resting place. Or we chop sideways there. So now RSI is turning up, so this will act as the resistance going up. And what else? And we're chopping along this line that I drew back in 2024. That's support and a bounce. Support here and a bounce. Support, and I'm going to anticipate a bounce. All right, I did sell. Okay, this white line is an old price target that we hit right there. We could have hit it way before then too. All right, but I'll have to see this on a different time frame. Now, looking left, here's your other sell signal, buy signal, chopping along the middle of the trend. If you go from here to here and play it conservatively, that's easy money. Easy money from here to here. If you like to short, here are the opportunities. If you're up here, the opportunity is to get back here. Obviously, many levels in between. All right, let me clean up this chart. So I anticipated a move up to 314.99 and we hit. Boom. Right there on that day. And that would be on Monday the 14th. I had just gotten back into town that weekend, so I was not paying attention to this. And thank you to Trade Marat, who talked about a golden cross on Tsla, but we got slammed down to go up, to go sideways, and then this is your sell here. That's one sell level, and then we got slammed back down, and then that closed out because we go down to close to the upside, and then this closed as well. So he put Tsla back on my radar, and then when I did Tsla again on this date, we were at 315, and then we gapped all the way down. Like, Tsla is very hard sometimes to trade because it's a great thing to trade because it moves so much, so you get a lot of action. Action. Okay, let's see here. What else is going on? So this line that I drew when I made this video, this is resistance if you're down here. So we chopped sideways basically, and then finally made our way up to this line. That's your sell signal, your sell signal, your sell signal, and definitely a sell signal if you're trying to lock in profits. What else? And that gap is done to the south side at 308.67, no longer a threat. Okay, that closed. That closed. Yeah, we're looking pretty tighty. Oops. I have a typo. Johnny B wouldn't like that. Okay. And what is the 1-year price target now? I looked at it. I think it's in the 500s? Yeah, 500. Very nice. Look at that, 115. There's your pullback. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to go from there to there anytime soon. But we've been there. Okay. And that is it. I do own Tsla. Let's see. I own it here at 112, 137, 165, 222, 230. I did take profits before. Let me show you that on the daily. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, ignore all the lines here, the vertical lines. That's when I did the gap and goes. And it finally gapped and closed out every single gap that I was tracking for inclusion in my gap and go. And what happened? Okay, the light pink line is where I sold at 338. Oh, here, I made a 31% return when I bought down here. The light pinks, when I buy, it's hot pink. And then when I sell it, I turn it into light pink. That way, it's my visual cue right off the bat. It's so simple. I try to keep all the colors that coordinate with buys, sells, price targets, all the same for the year. And then I switch it out in 2026. I'll pick new colors. Okay, what else? Yeah, it takes a lot for me to sell. There, Trader Marat gave me a heads up here. We have been in this ticker for so long. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's it. Let's go to a trade I got stopped out of. And silly me, I say to do this, but I get so busy. Tsla and Tsly. Tsly is much more affordable and follows Tsla. And this is an option income strategy ETF. Okay, so I don't know if on Sunday night I moved the needle where I like to sell, because this morning when I woke up, it sold because I think I forgot to set a limit. Oops. Okay, so first let me give you some price targets. 803 and resistance now here, middle of the trend baseline is 807 above that. 814, I sold here that we would just retrace to it around 817, and at 4 SD, 821, don't hold your breath. If we get there, it will be by a wick, and then we will get slammed down, and the calculations will change. Okay. Don't say I didn't warn you. To the south side, 798 and another level of support, 793, it will take us back to an area I already bought in. And if we get to this level, oh, never mind, I'm not going to buy here, although that would be kind of a conservative spot. I already did, I'm going to extend this. I put a buy order in already at 787, and I hope that it wicks all the way down here, gets slammed, and then I will get some more at this rate. Now, this is way past 4 standard deviations. Remember, I never anticipate price to get to this outlier, and it did. And what happens? It gets sold off. People take their profits. They lock in and they leave. So we started to go down to support. On the way down, this is support. We never bounced. Support, we never bounced. And then here, we kind of bounced and chopped sideways, following this line, and also using this line as support from up here. Look how many times it touched. Support, 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 went back up. All right. And that is the new line. So this is going to now be the resistance line. All right. So I made a profit of just 3%, but better than nothing. I was just trying to get in, get up, get out on some of these. And that's a gap to the south side. We have many gaps to be aware of. So if you like to go short in the big picture, there are some opportunities that will take us there. Okay. So this is resistance and a sell-off, 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 bounce, support, support, support. And we are at support, so I will anticipate a bounce, and the RSI is turning up, but obviously we could go up to resistance and then make our way back down to begin maybe closing this out. But because we are in days, very close to earnings, we could probably just run. Okay, and I think I've cleaned everything else up. I'm up and I'm down on this. So I sold some here, sold some here, and I still own it at $7. And what else? I think that's it, $7 and then up there. Yeah, I'm upside down on some of it, but I am not scared of it because I've made money overall, I believe. So I'll got to go through and look at my account and mark it out. But that is it for Tsly. And I do want to go over Msos very quickly. It's starting to chug along and run. See, we hit resistance today. This is one level. We hit another. And then watch out for that because we'll roll over soon. But I did buy in some at 260. And I think I do have a sell order in. And I have it at 289. We hit 285 today. So tomorrow I will anticipate it to pop a little bit. And then I only have this out to 4 standard deviations on the 5. But if you go to the 15, if you want some more lines. Oh, no, that would, oh yeah, sorry. Resistance on the 15 is right here. And that's at 311. So really, I should set my sell limit